In this video, we'll talk about independent samples t-test using Microsoft Excel. Independent samples t-test is used to test if there is a difference between the means of two distinct groups. So let's take a look at our sample data. Assuming that we have the null hypothesis, there's no significant difference in the scores of male and female students. Say we have here 50 scores of male and 50 scores of female students. In Microsoft Excel, all you have to do is to click on the data menu and then choose data analysis. And then we scroll down here, we could actually see here three types of t-tests. The first one is for single group, that is the paired two sample for means. And for independent groups, we have options for choosing or in choosing two sample assuming equal variances or two sample assuming unequal variances. So when do we choose two sample assuming equal variances? We choose this if our number of samples are the same for both groups. Say in our example, we have 50 scores for male students and we also have 50 scores for female students. So therefore, we are assuming that their variances are equal. However, if the number of male students are different from the number of male students is different from the number of female students, then we could actually assume that they have unequal variances. So since their number is the same, so I'll be choosing two sample assuming equal variances and then click on OK. So for the variable range 1, I'll highlight the male scores including the header, and for the variable range 2, so I'll highlight all of the scores including the header. And since I included the header in highlighting, so I'll check the labels here. And for my output range, so I just have to click on this box and click on this cell D2 so that I could see the result side by side with my raw data. I'll click on OK, and then I have here my results. So I'll just have to increase the width of my column. So I'll be getting here the t value. So this is the t stat, or I'll be reporting the t stat here, and the p or the two tail for the p, that's the p value. So once again, that's 3.1 e raised to negative 18. So that's expressed in scientific notation, so that's equivalent to 3.1 times 10 raised to negative 18. So let's get this value. So I'll just copy this and then paste this under t value with a single decimal place. For the p value, since this is raised to negative 18, so that's less than 0.01, so I'll just use less than 0.01 here. And if your p value is less than 0.05, your interpretation will be significant. Again, if the p value is less than 0.05, your interpretation will be significant and your decision will be reject HO. Since we are rejecting HO or the null hypothesis, and our null hypothesis states that there's no significant difference in the scores of male and female students. If we reject it, our final decision now, or findings would be there is a significant difference in the scores of male and female students. Going back, if the p-value, once again, is less than 0.05, interpretation is significant. If the p-value is greater than 0.05, the interpretation will be not significant. Therefore, the decision will be accept HO or accept null hypothesis. So that's it for independent samples t-test using Microsoft Excel.